What's up, G-Wop?
Might find a hoe, might find a wife, or maybe both a double slice. There's no need to sacrifice.
What's up?
This the Memphis
Sean
nightlife.
here.
Stay high
Dollar Sign Gang Entertainment, DSGENT. Here with another special guest, another interview. I got a good guy, good person here I know personally. We're gonna talk a little bit about who he is, what he does, what's up with him, and why you need to know him. Check it out. Introduce yourself, please, bro.
Okay. My name is Anthony and Ace. Boy, a lot of folks know me in the city. Mine is one of the most popular tattoo artists out here.
Definitely. Okay, then. How long you been tattooing, bro?
Got about 20 years in the game.
Okay, where you located at?
Right now I'm doing tattoo private. So stepping away from the shop for a minute.
What area, what city, what state, what town? I mean, what neighborhood, all that?
Memphis, Tennessee, Fraser area.
Okay, then. Where else have you worked at other locations?
So I've worked in Nashville, Davidson County. Used to work at the shop. You said the name was, but I worked at the shop up there, mine on Nolensville Road, for about like 2 years.
What was it like working in Nashville?
It's pretty cool. Kind of fast speed, kind of sweet, kind of quick pace and stuff. Good money.
Well, how was it in comparison to Memphis? What was the pros and cons?
I mean, you got a variety of people lying around everywhere. You got a variety of people lying from all around, man. It wasn't just the situation. It wasn't like how it is in Memphis. People from like up north and stuff and everything, so out west. So you kind of like get to meet a variety of different type of people, different many mixed cultures and everything. Asian piece that I did for a client. It came out great. It was a wonderful piece. I liked it. I spent probably about a good 10 hours on it.
Where is it?
They put it on the side of the leg.
All right.
I had people mine supposed from South Africa. I done some people mine that came from Japan itself and Australia. So yeah, a lot of people that come in, they might not get nothing like major big or something like that, but it's just the enjoyment to know. Man,
International. It means something, man. It's major. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, me and the shop that I worked for, mine since 2013, we did an episode on Black Ink.
All right.
It was pretty cool, pretty neat. Basically taught me what the basis was behind the scenes and stuff. A lot of these shows that come on, the reality and stuff.
Right.
A lot of tattoo artists around here that I've worked with. Good art community. Nashville got a bigger art community, but it is more or less like urban. Memphis has their urban.
All right.
So.
So, you say it's a lot of artists. Who are some of the artists you work with, collab with?
Basically, a lot in Memphis. I worked with Tattoo King since 2013.
Right.
I done collabed with the whole team. I mean, like Montana. You got Montana. You got a guy named Saint. He's been in the game for a long time. Got Bishop. I actually still think a lot of people sleeping on Lord is covered. I mean, it's a whole lot of artists I don't work with. A lot of these guys, good guys. They real good at what they do. They done been around in the game a long time. Let me see, another guy from day one, Q Richie, he over the Electric Circle. He pretty cool guy. He can't forget my guy Kenny Black. He called it the guy and stuff. And he do music too, so he more towards the music and everything.
All right. he just pulling art out
You got a lot of talent here in Memphis.
a whole lot.
I mean, they sleep on us a lot.
Right.
But
Time to wake them up.
you have
Shake
to,
their bed.
then it almost like got to branch out and go to other places.
Definitely gotta
to
do
take
that.
the experience to actually get out there and be known and stuff.
Yeah. That's very important. Yeah, dig that. So what's some of the what kind of like work do you like to do? Like what's your favorite type of work or favorite parts of the body to work on, a favorite type of art to do?
Ooh man, let's see, so many. Animal art. I love animal art. If client come in to pay, good money and stuff like that, I can sit down and have fun with that for hours. I just hate when I get a lot of people that, they just want to get like a rush job or something.
Right.
It comes out some good quality work and stuff and everything, but it ain't like what like when it comes to the heart of the artist,
Right.
we wish that you invested a little bit more into it to get exactly
What you want. And this is what I'm gonna give y'all an example of what he's saying. What he mean is because everybody values themselves, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? And as artists, you have to value yourself to think that you can be creative, especially creative enough to put something that's going to be permanent on someone. So I want to be compensated fairly to my level of fairness where I feel comfortable that I'm secured because I'm fit to work you. I'm fit to make sure you straight. So I don't want to do a whole lot of work and you chump change me or, and then I'm sitting here struggling trying to pad buy equipment to keep doing it again. It's illogical. I just want to be fairly compensated, just like a good waitress, just like anybody else who you do service with. They make their price and you pay their price that it's worth. It's levels to everything. Of course, somebody who can do it cheaper or, more for whatever. But for my particular work, this is what I consider, this most artist feeling, that I feel like it's worth this. And if you don't, God bless you. I'm looking for people who appreciate my art and feel it's worth it. So once you let the artist get the money, we're not talking about people charging you your house or your car, beating you up. We just want a fair compensation, because we know what we're putting on you is going to take time and effort. And once I am compensated, I can really relax and give you my best effort, my best work, and you're going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. You're going to be happy. We're going to be happy. And you try to custom corners and this, that. And I'm not saying because you still going to be happy, but you might not be as happy as you would have been because you didn't even know that you could have been happier. You didn't even know that eyeball right there that's black could have actually been looking like your eye. You know what I'm saying? It could have been, but for, just a few more dollars, it ain't worth it. Okay, cool. And also, like I said, I ain't going to talk too far on it, but it's levels to everything. So, when you just want somebody, my brother, see, this is my brother.
It's no different from mine if you go on that car lot. You got to
Right.
think in the same mind frame.
Excellent.
You go on that car lot, you got a choice, man. You might have a section.
You got
over
several
there.
choices.
You might have a section
Tattoo
over there,
artists as
man, with
well.
something, man, of like maybe a Kia or something, a portable car or something like that.
Cool.
But you might have over in the corner where you have to pay a little bit more for that Mercedes Benz.
Definitely gonna pay more.
That's how your tattoo works.
The same way, baby.
You can go and get that Kia.
You ride Kia, nobody knocking it.
I mean,
Cool. Especially if that's all you can afford.
if you can go.
But you at a Mercedes dealership and a lot of artists, and that don't get me wrong, some of them be thinking that and they're not that. But we're gonna show you this work if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, you already know it.
And
So
then you're
your business
also
level.
getting something, man, that is with you for the rest of your life.
Forever.
You're not paying for something, man, that, you buying off the shelf. And eventually, you might not even know nothing or think nothing about it. It becomes a lost
Right.
treasure to something that you done bought and you forgot about it.
Because sometimes people gotta understand for the price of a pair of shoes or a hairdo, you getting something that lasts a lifetime. People buying wigs $300-400. Them jump 30 days. I done bought some for my daughter. Like, whoa, this. So, something that's gonna last for a lifetime. It's gonna be professionally done with love and safety and your best interests involved and concerns. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it and a one and
Your
a
body's
plus.
your temple. So, I mean, if anything you're going to give a care about, going to spend and invest in, it will be your body.
So with that being said,
I mean, yeah.
appreciate your artists. Appreciate everything everybody does for you. Whether it's your cook, is the dude who wash your car, the dude who cut your yard, your barber. Man, hit them folks with something, show them folks some love. Let's show each other love. Let's not be petty because you give out and it comes back, believe it or not. When you hold your hand too tight, don't none come in or go out. You trying to keep from going out, but ain't none coming in either, baby.
Yep.
Rotate that. It's going to come back if you read about that.
If you got a beautician, man, that whip your hair to the way that you want it, man, for you when you got to go out, and you're going to pull about 10 Negroes or something like that. You got to give man homage to that lady, man. That lady, man, put you out there. You could have went out there nap head.
Right.
You could have been, man, overlooked. But
Yes, sir.
same thing with barbers, man. You know, more than lined you up and got you straight and everything look good, man. And you know this man and everything. Get that money, man. Damn, give me work, man.
Yes, sir.
Shoot, you could have been walk line and everything.
So, what you said then, you be mad as hell. So, what made you start, bro?
What made me start? I guess, man, I could say, like, when I started, it was a hustle. I already, you know, did a lot of artwork growing up in school and everything, art class point here. And it was kind of like a little type moment, man, like the mid 2000s and late 2000s, where a lot of jobs needed. So it gave me an opportunity to do something myself by using something, man, that God gave me in talent. So I started studying, I started getting with folks, started collabing, connecting, asking questions, going around the shops, learning, and till I got my opportunity. So, I mean, I invested a lot into doing what I had to do.
Right.
And it done got me 20 years, man, without worrying about the situation of being on anybody's job site, worrying about nobody check. I pay my own check. I pay
Right.
my own bills, take care of everything, stuff like that. I'm straight. You know, it's ups and downs and everything that you do in life. Ain't never gonna be a straight road. It ain't gonna always be, man, going straight up that mountain to never seeing a peak, man, where you gotta drop. You go through that, and it's gonna be any kind of business. Struggle, but as long as you keep your strive in it, man, you can go a long distance with it.
Right. So you say you had to invest a lot. What do exactly you mean you had to invest into it to get it going?
Well, first off, not taking it as a game of being, you know, cheaped out. When I came from the streetwise point here, I kind of like, you know, whatever I can get, I can do tattoo with.
Right.
I started, man, being more enlightened towards, man, the quality of supplies, inks, you know, equipment, even down to the machines that we use to do the tattoos and stuff. Also, man, taking the time out to invest on how to skillfully do the process without the, you know, a lot of investment and stuff and everything. I paid for apprenticeships and stuff, probably about over $5,000. I spent probably about over probably about over 10 grand in just the supplies and stuff and everything. So every month, you know, you have a payment that you got to pay to keep that business rolling. So that's one thing you had to learn. You had to learn how to budget and be very work ethic, man. That it's more than just, man, you making some money. You're running a business, and
Right.
everything, man, has to be taken care of within that business.
So not only do you have to put your money into it, you have to put your time into it, you have to put your mind into it, you got to put your heart into it, you got to put your muscle into it, you got to put your all in it. You know what I'm saying? Basically.
You know, you never stop learning.
Right.
Even when I come to the situation of retiring, I was still not learned everything about what I've been had my craft in. But I get the chance to see others and grown in this industry. This industry came from like Stone Age to basically, man, AI wise, man, the way it is today. We had to basically, man, go through an apprenticeship in a way where you had to fight and earn that situation of the apprenticeship. Learning how to clean tools, learning how man cleanness and all this stuff, health, blood pathogens, all this stuff.
Right.
The way the game is now, we deal with a lot of disposables and
Right.
stuff, so
You gotta
all
work
that stuff
that
is
hard like
unnecessary.
that.
and stuff
Right.
like that. We got better skin that we could work on. So actually, it gives a time point, man, for artists to be able to grow themselves, even just on fake skin, where they're able to navigate from that fake skin to real skin.
Right.
No problem.
Right.
We had some old I don't even know what we used to call that mess, man. But it did terrible. I mean, it terrible. We got better machines today. The machines that we used to have to use and stuff, man, it basically like, man, going from a chisel, man, to a drill.
Right.
I love it. The better needles. We got different needles. The needles that we have today, we can open up like if we got to use an art kit. Every
Right.
brush, every type of needle that you can think of that fits a pencil or something like that, we can basically, man, use with a tattoo type needle. They got one for it. But like I said, come with that advancement comes with, expensive. So it did become a little more expensive to do tattoos than it was back in the day.
Right.
We're just dealing with just the regular tube and the needle and layouts and stuff, So when I tell people today, this how much I want for to do a tattoo or something like this and stuff, and they think that it's a little too much expensive. You gotta take in mind how much stuff that I have to set up, how much things that I gotta do to produce your tattoo before I even call myself make a piece of that profit.
Right. It take a lot to get it right, to be ready, properly prepared. It's like you deal with a mechanic. If you deal with a mechanic, he tell you he put parts on, he charge $20, and he come over there with two screwdrivers and a wrench and a hand jack. Versus this other dude come over here and he pulling out boxes of electric stuff that you ain't even know they had cordless power drills, and you ain't know they had cordless jacks. And this man here hitting you like a real shop, he gonna automatically need more money to compensate, and he gonna do a better job. Your car gonna be more secured. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna work. It ain't gonna fall out in 30 days. Just basically what we were saying before. You get out what you put in 9 times out of 10 American way.
Yeah, I mean, me, I like to use a lot of quality inks. Quality needles and stuff and everything.
And it's
like
going
that.
in your skin. It matters.
And you got certain designs that we can do today that we couldn't do back in the day.
Right.
Because we only had certain type of size needles and stuff to be able to work with. A lot of these needles today are fine made where they stroke just like you drawn with a straight pencil or something like that. It's amazing.
Right.
Like I said, all that stuff costs money. I'm bound to have probably about $100.
And you gotta know how to use it.
Yep. I'm bound to have $100 worth of supplies down on the table before I even start your tattoo. If you want color, detail, this type of stuff, fine detail, everything like that that's going into that picture and that design, I have to pull out these type of needles to do that design. Just like if I had to pull out these type of pencils to do the drawing
Right.
on paper or something like that.
Right.
And them needles cost. I mean, that's what a lot of tattoo artists be trying to explain to a lot of clients today, man, that the supplies that we use cost. And it ain't like back in the day.
Right. Back in the day, you get a big old box of them, like $10, $20, a big pack of them joints, you know what I'm saying?
You're talking about the quality needles that I use. You're talking about you get probably about 20 cartridges of it. But I use different types. I might use about 3 or 4 different types of needles on one design. So you're talking about ranges between like maybe 50 to probably about $60, $70 a box, and that's just like 20 needles.
It's a whole nother world
Yeah,
versus what I just said.
We don't use like the type of ink they used to have back in the day. The type of ink that they use today is some of the most amazing ink today that I didn't even think it would get down to this. The pigments and the the organics that they're using to make these inks, it stands up in skin. It looks beautiful in skin. So
That's great.
them inks cost.
Right.
Every color and stuff and everything, you're talking about, man, every bit, man, $60 a bottle or something like that. So when we're using our inks and stuff and everything, and our needles and our supplies, and our cleaning stuff and everything, and all that stuff and wrapping and aftercare and all that stuff costs. All this included in your tattoo. So you're not just paying for a design that's just going on. You're paying for an actual service that's actually getting done. And it's no different from any service anywhere else you would go. If you have to go get an oil change, you know you're gonna spend probably about $150, $200 oil change. You got to realize, you got to think about this. So what is $200 for a tattoo to me when I done put $100 worth of supplies out to do your tattoo?
Before you started. So, yeah, man. Tell us a little background info. Tell us about your childhood, where you grew up, raised, born, settled.
Born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. Shoot, been living in Fraser since '81. Born in Hyde Park. You know, so shoot, good parents. They taught us, man. Good father. Taught me a lot. You know, and everything. I respect that man like a icon. I don't know what people look at folks as celebrity wise, points to icons and stuff, but the main people that raised you in the village should be the biggest icons.
I'm a little different. I never looked at superstars and celebrities as nothing but people. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like they were just people just like me and you. You know, they make mistakes and they just got money, you know, good. I ain't saying they ain't extra special or nothing. They special in what they do, but like they want to be worse. I like you said, I could respect more people who I see struggling and making things happen right now. It just was me. So so you had a pretty good childhood. Your parents, they still together?
Yeah, they just celebrated 53 years.
Woo! 53 years together. People ain't 53 years alive. I know people ain't half of that alive. Man, what a blessing.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
You know, a lot of that stuff don't exist like it does back at that time point when they came together.
Right. It's like my grandmama. I remember when I took my grandmama to meet my baby mama one day, and she was like, "Where the ring at?" Because she was pregnant. My grandma couldn't believe it. And she was like, because her and my granddad, they got married the same day or the next day type stuff. Like literally, and it might not even been the next day, but they literally met and got married. Then, you know, they got together, they had sex, and then they had kids, and them folks lived with each other till they died. They never had other people in their life. And somebody said this, it's real. This off subject, but I'm just gonna throw it in there right quick. It was real. Like, we are not supposed to be having premarital sex. That blew a lot of the world because it gives you preferences. You know what I'm saying? Once you start having preferences and stuff like that there, especially people like me, because, you know what I'm saying, I get to having too much fun and stuff, doing what I want to do and stuff. And it can negatively, it's just one of the factions that can negatively affect me, you, and everybody else. And as a community as a whole, them options and those preferences, because, you know, you got somebody over here with a good heart, but they ain't as freaky as her over there, but she got a terrible heart, but everything else ain't terrible. You know what I'm saying? It get confused, and it get to messing with things in our body and minds that we shouldn't even been knowing. It's like eating the forbidden fruit sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I always think it like this: the more generations pass by, the more things are given or made more easier for the next generation. Kind of like taking away what that hard earned or that hard at work that you had to get out there. You know, back in the day, my parents, they talk about mine when they were kids. They spent more time working than they spent time playing.
All right.
So it wasn't no playtime all the time. It was, hey, get out there in the fields.
Folks starting at 10 and 12 full-time jobs.
So they was basically, you know, put the work point line at young ages and stuff. So the time point of being a child or something like that, these days, right now, everybody's basically handing something on a platter. And a lot of these ones don't want to work these hard jobs. They find it in like social media and stuff like that before they try to go to the situation of working a labor contract type of job or something like that. And that's where you learn, like young males and stuff, they learn how to be a man. Because when